Welcome to Subramani. Recently, Jason Zweig wrote an article saying everybody needs a Charlie Munger, and I thought it is worth developing on that story from an individual point of view. All of us make investments, whether we choose mutual funds, whether we choose real estate, or whether we choose direct equity. These are all decisions which we take after deliberating and thinking, reading, talking to people, whatever. But when I talk to some research analyst about investing, I am not really asking him whether I should invest. I'm just asking him about the company, about the notes on accounts, because I'm too lazy to read the notes on accounts as thoroughly as it's necessary to read, especially if you're investing. You're not investing just as an academic, you're not reading just as an academic, you're actually reading it to invest. So you need to be far more diligent and careful than what I am. So it is useful to have one gate where you're asked, why are you coming in, what is your need, are you competent, right? That gatekeeper has to be a very good person whom you trust, whom you have known for a long period of time, and far more importantly, he knows you. Morgan Housel says very nicely when he says that personal finance is more personal than about finance. It's so true, because that person has to know you well. So I have a person like that whom I met way back in 1979. He's my broker. He's my broker, friend, philosopher, guide, and he's a person whom I can use as a sounding board. So that's very important, and he throws down a lot of my suggestions. And we also have some common influencers whom we talk with, somebody who has information, somebody who has research capabilities, right? So it's okay to be buying, I may be buying a pharma company at a time when nobody else is buying. That is perfectly possible. I'm not getting him into worrying about timing or anything like that. But whether to buy at all, whether there is something hidden which we can't see, something which the market can see which we are unable to see, or something which he is able to help us with. So we have been saved a lot, and I can give you some specific examples. One was GMR Infra, which I bought at a high price but immediately sold off with a 2 rupee loss. Then there has been DHFL, which is Diwan Housing. I was talking to them and I realized that it's a good management. They were trying to save the company. The promoters actually put in 50,000 crores in the 80,000 crore problem. I think the problem itself was handled very badly by the regulators, but I'm not getting into that. I would have held something like 4,000 or 5,000 shares by now, till now, if I had not sounded out my broker, and if he had not said no to many of the things that I did, and if he had not sold at slightly higher prices, right? I'm still holding maybe 500 shares, but I have at least sold at higher prices where I made money, right? So all that is important. That can the Twitter or social media act like this? Answer is no, because social media doesn't know you. You can ask questions like, is this a good buy? And you will have 500 people saying yes, it's a good buy, and 500 people saying it's a bad buy. So it doesn't really help. You need somebody who you will listen to. That is also important. It is not enough to just have somebody coming in. A lot of research guys can come and tell me a lot of good things or bad things, but it doesn't mean I will listen to them. You need somebody who knows you, somebody who knows the market, somebody who has an influence over you exactly as the way we thought, not the way social media tells us as social influencer. Like, I'm considered to be a financial or an investment influencer. That is not enough. That is good for broad game, like how much should be your asset allocation, how many shares you should hold in your portfolio, and should you be investing in equity or in mutual funds. That kind of gyan you can get online, but specifically whether to buy a particular share or invest in a particular fund is something which it's necessary that you talk to that person on that day while doing the transaction. He or she knows what you want, knows what is your long-term view, knows your attitude towards money, knowing all this, knowing you is more important. So billionaires, millionaires, well-educated people, people with good intention are all there on Twitter. They all give their gyan. And I know some of them personally, and I know they've messed up their personal lives in investing. Now, it is okay for a billionaire like Elon Musk to come and say something, or people of that caliber and that net wealth, and they can even laugh off some of their mistakes. But just imagine if you had listened to somebody and bought GameStop at $340. Now it is down to $40, right? So the fact is, it was at 4, it went to 347, and it came down to 40. Now if anybody who entered at any price above 40 has definitely lost money if you're still holding. Why should it even be quoting at 40 and not at 4? I don't know. I'm not guessing. But the thing is, influencers are liked because these are the people who come and say, oh, the financial industry is doing this wrong and doing that wrong. Yes, of course, a lot of wrong things are happening in the financial industry, but a lot of good things are happening. You stick to your index fund, you stick to your term insurance, you stick to your one debit card, one credit card, one bank account, and your life will be fine. If you come here, you run the risk of hearing the wrong things, doing the wrong things, losing money. If you're not a billionaire who can write off a few lakhs or a few crores, I don't think you can learn from Twitter and earn money. That combination will not happen. People who are giving advice may not have done well in their personal portfolios. They've made a mess, right? I can't give you advice just because I have done well investing. I have to give you advice if I'm competent to give you advice. And I don't think anybody is competent to tell you which share to buy and which share not to buy. I can tell you what I have done and what has worked for me. Whether it will work for you, you have to think, you have to decide. You need your Charlie Munger who will tell you that this is good for you, this is bad for you. You need the Charlie Mungers of the world to shoot down your stupid thought process and help you with better thought process. That is what you need a Charlie Munger for. It's not, and if it's your broker who is doing that, so be it. He is earning every rupee of his brokerage. So that is important for you to realize that that is the role that he or she is playing, right? Not just telling you what to buy. Knowing your investment. You have to learn about yourself in the market. That's a very important thing, and it's not a cheap place to do that. So if you have a friend, philosopher, guide, broker, mentor, IFA, MFD, doesn't matter, he's completely earning his or her compensation by just being this influencer on you. I've used one since 1979 and I have no regrets. Thank you.